Welcome to this explainer. You know, usually when we look back at medieval history, we get totally bogged down in dry facts and dusty dates. But today, we're doing something a lot more fun. We're literally stepping right into a living, breathing day in the life of a medieval villager. We're going to build this historical world from the ground up to see exactly what survival looked like back then. Okay, let's dive into this.
So, are you ready to step back in time and actually live alongside the villagers? For the next few minutes, we aren't just modern observers, right? We're time travelers. We're going to immerse ourselves firsthand in the sights, the sounds, and the gritty daily realities of medieval life. We're trading in all our comfy modern perks for the raw, real experience of the past.
Our whole journey today actually comes down to one core scene from our source material. Quote, "The villagers walked on cobblestone roads to the marketplace. The blacksmith worked near the thatched houses, while the livestock rested beside the settlement." That simple summary right there, that's our itinerary. Every single word paints a picture serving as a tiny puzzle piece for this medieval world we're about to unpack.
All right, so our chronological journey begins at the absolute crack of dawn. Imagine waking up, you open your eyes, and you're looking right up at the ceiling of your house. It's a thatched roof. No, it's not shingles or metal up there, no way. It is literally dried grass and straw from the earth, woven super tightly together by hand. That dense layer of nature is the only thing keeping the wind, the rain, and all the elements away from your family while you sleep.
Let's move to and see how this builds. So, stepping outside that thatched house, we zoom out to the broader community. See, you aren't just some isolated family trying to survive out in the woods. You are part of a settlement. This entire way of life relies heavily on sheer proximity. It's all about neighbors relying on neighbors, living side by side to share resources, guarantee mutual safety, and really just manage the heavy burdens of daily life together.
Now the sun is up, and the settlement immediately springs to life. Your morning commute is pretty simple, but definitely purposeful. Step 1, you leave the warmth of your thatched house. Step 2, you step out to walk the cobblestone roads. And Step 3, you arrive at the marketplace. It's a brisk, highly physical routine that kickstarts every single morning for you and all your neighbors.
Let's focus on that daily walk for a second. Try to imagine the physical sensation of that commute. Your shoes, or honestly, maybe even your bare feet, are striking against hard, uneven cobblestone. This is definitely not a smooth, paved modern sidewalk. Building these roads took immense physical labor. They had to place each of those small stones by hand just to ensure the village had a clear path, keeping everyone out of the thick, deep mud when the rainy season hit.
And where exactly do those rough roads lead? Right to the center of the action, the marketplace. Imagine the bustling energy as you arrive. This place is the central hub of the entire settlement. It's loud, it's incredibly crowded, and it's just full of life. It's where people buy and sell goods, farmers bring their crops, craftspeople bring their wares, and literally every single villager must go there to secure whatever they need to survive.
While we stand here right in the middle of this bustling crowd, it's actually pretty easy to spot the dynamic that keeps the whole town running. On one hand, you have the general villagers, you, me, basically people who live in the village going about their daily routines. But interwoven among us are these highly specialized roles that the community absolutely desperately relies on, and honestly, none is more vital than the blacksmith.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how vital the blacksmith is to this entire operation. Making metal tools and horseshoes isn't just a tough job, it is the technological backbone of the settlement. Think about it for a second. Without metal tools, how on earth do you efficiently harvest that dry straw for the thatched roofs? Without horseshoes, how do animals transport heavy goods over that rough cobblestone we just talked about? The loud, ringing clang of the blacksmith's hammer working near those thatched houses is literally the sound of the village surviving.
Whew! Okay, as the day winds down, the pacing of the settlement finally starts to slow. The buying and selling at the marketplace wraps up, the blacksmith puts down their heavy hammer, and we notice the livestock quietly resting beside the settlement as the sun sets. These farm animals kept by people are just as much a part of this community as the human residents are. They provide the food, the labor, and the raw materials that essentially guarantee tomorrow can even happen. Looking back at the day we just had, you can really see how perfectly this ecosystem balances itself out. The everyday villagers completely rely on the specialized skills of the blacksmith. The blacksmith in turn relies on the agricultural goods from the marketplace, and the entire settlement rests on the labor and resources of the livestock. It's just a completely interconnected web of survival. And so we return to the scene that started it all.
The villagers walked on cobblestone roads to the marketplace, the blacksmith worked near the thatched houses, while the livestock rested beside the settlement. And this brilliantly illustrates how these seemingly isolated vocabulary words piece together into a vibrant, interconnected scene. Having walked through this day firsthand, it's no longer just a simple historical summary, is it? It's a reality we can now fully visualize.
We've spent the day walking in their shoes, from waking up under a thatched roof to navigating those rough cobblestones, hearing the constant ring of the hammer, and visiting the bustling market. It's a highly structured, incredibly hardworking life. So I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder. If you had to trade your modern life for the cobblestone and thatch of a medieval settlement, what would you miss the most? Take a moment to reflect on the gritty realities of history versus the comforts of your world right now. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and until next time, keep exploring.